Alright guys, Fula coming to you with another video. I hope y'all are doing well. I hope y'all are living your best life right now under the crazy ass circumstances, even with these nut ass politics and all this other shit going on. You know, but I want to talk some boxing today. I kind of want to consolidate what we just witnessed this past weekend and what I would like to see in the future, you know, in the immediate future. So, we saw Teofimo Lopez go ahead and do what he needed to do against Vasily Lomachenko. My thoughts about the fight are that Teofimo did the right thing by starting early because he invested in the body. When he invested in the body, it kind of like, I saw it many times in the fight. Like, many people are going to say no, he wasn't hurt and stuff like that. But I saw it many times in the fight. Lomachenko got hurt with them body shots. As a matter of fact, it backed him up. You know, I saw it more than once in the fight. You know, with the body shots, then the head follows. And the thing is, Lomachenko, he keeps a very high guard. So that's easy real estate to walk on. And that led to, you know, Teofimo teeing off on the body. There were a couple of times in the fight where Teofimo, you know, punched through the guard. He got through the guard. He hit a couple of straight rights through the guard. And by doing so, that kind of, you know, it kind of neutralized Lomachenko. And another thing that Lomachenko, the thing that he made a mistake on is he started late. It was like he took the first 7 rounds off. And I'm like, wow, so when is this guy going to get started? When are we going to see the Matrix? You know what I mean? And that came, but it came in spurts. And those spurts weren't good enough. Now, I will say one thing. The scorecards were a bit wide. You know, me personally, I thought the fight was 8-4. I thought in those middle rounds, he took some of those rounds. Lomachenko did. But, I mean, Teofimo, he played the right game. Because here's what he did. He gave the impression, like through the press conference and through the build-up and things like that, that he was going to steamroll Lomachenko. That he was just going to basically bulldoze Lomachenko. But instead of bulldozing him, he actually outboxed him. You know what I mean? Like, he basically had an answer for everything that he was throwing. As I said, there were spurts where Lomachenko was effective, you know. But for the most part, Teofimo, thing is, the power is there. You know, and that power was hurting him. I mean, even in the press conference, the post-fight conference, Teofimo said he hurt Lomachenko many times. And I have to agree, he did hurt him. You know? And one thing that Lomachenko resulted into doing, which I'm surprised, this is kind of uncharacteristic of him, he started throwing mad headbutts. I'm like, yo, dude, like, chill the hell out on them headbutts. And I mean, the headbutt, I mean, his dad, Teofimo's dad, kind of prophesized it. He said, you know, he's going to keep on headbutting me. I don't want you to get busted open. Fast forward, he got busted open. Teofimo got busted open. I mean, it was kind of like a big gash. So I think he needs, like, he's going to need a couple of stitches. The thing is this, man. With Teofimo, it was like, after the fight, he looked a little bit banged up. But the reason for him being banged up was not because Lomachenko was punches were like really hurting him, it was because them damn headbutts were really hurting him. You know, that's really what it came down to. You know, I mean, there may have been a couple of punches that, you know, did their due on him, but like honestly, Teofimo, I mean, he wasn't really hurt in this fight, you know. Now, I don't know what the hell is going on with this WBC thing. Honestly, I think anybody who has a WBC belt should throw that shit away at this point in time, man. The semantics that they are playing right now are really dumb. You know what I mean? I'm like, golly, bro, dude, like, who is the champion? Is Devin Haney the champion, or is it Teofimo? Okay, like, which one is it? Like, come on, man, like, stop that crap, for real. Because now you're seeing something that, you know, that Teofimo still needs one more belt to be undisputed. You know, I don't know what is going on. I don't know if he's undisputed at this point, or I don't know if it's if, you know, he will have to face Devin Haney for that. I really don't know what WBC is doing. Hell, they just created a new weight class right now, man. And, you know, to be honest, I think they created that damn weight class for Canelo. Because I think it's from 190 to 226, I think. I honestly think they did that for Canelo, because I think Canelo's next fight will be around 190 or something like that. I think they really were pushing that for that reason. You know, WBC, man, Mauricio Suleiman, that dude needs to, man, he needs to kick rocks. That dude is just mad corrupted, man, for real. That dude is hella corrupted. It's like, this dude is a poison for the sport of boxing. But that makes for another point. This makes for another thing. If Devin Haney is indeed the WBC champion, then Teofimo and Devin Haney need to fight. That's a fight I want to see. There's a lot of back and forth. There's a lot of history with the fight. There's a lot of rumors and sparring. There's a lot of people who say that, you know, some of these things were made up. There's a lot of everything. Again, I can go back to the interaction that Teofimo had with Devin Haney, and I can just say that Devin Haney honestly had the more like, you can feel his presence with the energy that Devin Haney was putting out. You can feel his presence. Whereas Teofimo, he was kind of docile, hands were folded, things like that. If you ask me personally, I feel that Devin Haney would beat Teofimo. Simple fact, better footwork, faster, longer reach, I believe. But one thing I will say is that Teofimo is more heavy-handed than Devin Haney. So with that being said, I think that, you know, that could come into effect with them fighting. You know, the fact that Teofimo, he is heavy-handed, more so than Devin Haney. Now, I will say this. Devin Haney is fighting Yuriorkis Gamboa next month. Sure, it's not the best opponent. Okay, don't get me wrong. It's not who we want to see him fight. We would definitely want to see him fight Gary Russell. That's who we will have liked to see him fight. That would have been a very, very good test for him. But if Devin Haney can beat Yuriorkis Gamboa in a more convincing fashion than Gervonta Tate Davis, then this should make his presence felt in the lightweight division. Because at this time, with what Teofimo just did, he's the head honcho right now. But I think, me personally, I believe Devin Haney is lying in wait. Out of all the lightweights, he is my favorite one, okay? Now, here's one thing, though, we have to understand. Teofimo kind of has expressed that he's having a little bit difficulty making 135, and you know, although he's making the weight, he's saying that he kind of has to compromise himself to do so. So if these two fight, right, then the best weight I believe they should fight at is 140. You know, hopefully what can happen is they can win a belt at 140 and they can unify the division. You know, but if they want to do it at 135 next year, why not? Let's do it, okay? So that's my opinion. I do give kudos to Teofimo Lopez, okay? He did his thing. He had a plan. He executed the plan. And the thing is with Lomachenko, what he was trying to do is he was trying to take Teofimo to deep waters. He was trying to basically tire him out. He was trying to mentally fatigue him. And that didn't work. You know, he was trying to mentally fatigue him. And he thought that, you know, by doing so, he was going to have success. But it didn't work. And in that 12th round, he showed that it didn't work. Because he made I think that 12th round was the deciding factor in that fight, when Teofimo was throwing a couple of flurries to steal that round, you know. So with that being said, I want to talk about one more thing. It's, I think he's super middleweight. I believe so. Super middleweight. I think his name is Edgar Berlanga or something like that. And he has a knockout record of 15-0, all in the first round. He can be a force to be reckoned with. But here's what I noticed. He's very heavy-handed. We know that. But when he throws those punches, he's cocking it. He's not just shooting. He's cocking and shooting. And for someone who's like skilled, they can time that. They can time that and catch it. You know what I mean? So I believe that once he learns how to just shoot without cocking, instead of cocking and shooting, that it will be very, 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 very almost impossible to beat him. Now, here's another thing. When he throws them punches with bad intention, it kind of looks kind of slow. Now, if he can increase his hand speed, catches and shoots, he's going to be unstoppable. You know, because I believe the power is real with this guy. But anyhow, kudos to Teofimo for doing his thing. I still, as I said, believe that Devin Haney is the best lightweight in the division. And so, you know, let's see what happens. Let's see what we can come up with, you know. Well, anyhow, man, Fuller signing out. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments. There's some other things I kind of want to, you know, add to it, you know, now that I think about it. Because the excuses are coming, of course, with Lomachenko fans. First excuse is that, you know, that 135 isn't his true weight class. You know, that he's undersized, that he's not a true 135. That's the first excuse. Okay, well, my question to y'all is, how come you didn't keep that energy when he was fighting Guillermo Rigondeaux, and you gave him all the credit and accolades in the world when he beat Guillermo Rigondeaux, who was really undersized? You know, where was that energy? Where was that energy then? Second thing is, people are saying that, oh, he was too old. People are saying he's too old. Okay. If you want to make that argument, whose fault was it staying amateur so damn long? You know? I mean, I personally don't believe the record of 396-1. That's just me personally. But why stay amateur so long? So, furthermore, I have a question. If he's so old, was Floyd Mayweather too old when he fought Canelo? Because a lot of you guys are saying that, you know, Canelo was too green, and you know, Floyd was still in his prime, and you know, Floyd is, you know, this, that, and the other. But you didn't mention Floyd's age, and I believe when Floyd fought Canelo, he was 36 years old, which would make him 4 years older than Vasily Lomachenko. So y'all can come up with all the excuses you want, man. The bottom line is, Lomachenko cannot fight on going backwards. Lomachenko only has one angle, and that's right. Can't fight on the ropes. And if he doesn't have a rhythm, it's not going to end well for him. He only has plan A when he fights. Pretty one-dimensional. And that's just what it is. And his cards got pulled. Younger, hungrier, focused, knew the job at hand. And that's just it. The scorecards, though, they're kind of dumb. I didn't agree with them. Kind of too wide. But it is what it is, man. He lost. So y'all take y'all L. Let him regroup. And that's that. That's it, man. If someone loses, I'm not going to make excuses for them. When someone loses a fight, if it's my favorite fighter, I don't go make excuses. You know? Unless it's obvious. Like, I mean, with the Guillermo Rigondeaux and Vasily Lomachenko, it was so obvious he was undersized. It was like super duper obvious he was undersized. So, of course you're going to say, well, yeah, he was too small. Of course. I mean, that's obvious. I mean, moving up 2 weight classes. Or you can't say that with this fight, because, I mean, they both have more than one fight at 135. But, you know, I digress, man. You know, glad the hype train is derailed. I knew it was only a matter of time, though. I knew it was a matter of time, because the crazy thing is, I watched many fights with Vasily Lomachenko, and I'm like, what do they see so special about this guy? You know, what am I not seeing that everybody is just so crazy about? Yeah, you know, at the 135 division, there's some young up-and-coming dudes who are just more twitchier, faster, and it showed. You know, you do need a good boxing IQ. Teofimo showed that. You do need technical ability. things like that. But when you sprinkle on the athleticism too, then you know what, it's going to be hard to beat someone like that. And you know, we saw that. Anyhow, man, leave your thoughts, leave your comments.